they deify her as well. And her name becomes Ishtar, or Ashtaroth, or Astarte. And in English, it's called Easter. She is the bare-breasted fertility goddess of the East. So her husband is the god of the West, of the sun god, and she is the god of the sunrise, or the East. And their son becomes the son of the sun god as well. Now follow me along here, because we'll continue to go through this as we work through. But what happens is every spring equinox, on the first Sunday after the spring equinox, they would have what they called Ishtar's Sunday. And they would have a sunrise service, and the sunrise service, they would impregnate virgins on the altar, and then 1 year later, they would have 3-month-old babies. So the following year, they would sacrifice the 3-month-old babies on the altar, and they would take the blood of that infant, and they would dip eggs into the blood of the sacrificed children. And the eggs in ancient times were a symbol of incredible fertility. And so they even actually believed that the earth was born out of a giant egg. Matter of fact, when Semiramis dies and they deify her, her husband apparently thought it wasn't time for her to come to heaven, so he threw her back down in a giant egg. She landed in the Euphrates River, and the egg popped open, and the first thing that she did was turn a bird into an egg-laying rabbit. And so, as crazy as that sounds, my friends, that's a 3,000-year-old Babylonian legend, and that's where we get the Easter eggs, that's where we get the Easter bunny, that's where we get the dyeing of Easter eggs, that's where you get Lent from. Lent did not come from 40 days of Jesus in the wilderness. They were practicing this 1,000 years before Jesus even showed up. Matter of fact, the reason why you eat Easter ham on Sunday is in commemoration of killing the wild boar that killed Tammuz. They would kill a boar on Ishtar's Sunday every single year. And so you have the story of Nimrod and the sun god setting up the stage all the way back 4,000 years ago, setting the stage for every single pagan cultic religion that would follow, would be a remnant and a foundation, and a point of origin goes back to this single story with Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. Okay? So let's pick up that story, and we'll fly through this so you can see this. Now, just so you know, there's a couple other names that you might have heard of Baal. Now, in Egypt, they were called Isis and Osiris, okay, which was Semiramis and Tammuz. In Phoenicia, they were called Ashtaroth and Baal. In Greece, they were called Aphrodite and Adonis. And in Rome, they were called Venus and Cupid. That's where we get Cupid from. Cupid was baby Tammuz. And even in the Far East, Cupid was known as Zoroaster. Zoro means seed, and Aster is Ashtaroth, or Easter. It literally means the seed of Easter. But that's not what it means to me. Well, we're going to come back to that, because I know that already there are some of you out there that are probably thinking that that's not what it means to me. Well, hold on to your seats, because we will deal with that as we move forward.